Hello guys, this is Avcoor and we're back with another character overview. And I hate to say it, this is probably one of the best characters that I've seen in a long time on Archeland. And you knew it had to be a loli. I think that's a trend or something, but they outdid themselves again. Usually when I gush over heroes, sometimes they turn out to be terrible. Like, I thought Jin was gonna be it, and he's really good, but he's not it. Zelvaneth, I was pretty on point with that. Yig was above average. I think she's better in PvE content. But if Zelvaneth taught us anything, the creators at zlonggames are in love with lollies. For some reason, lollies get all the love. If you play Landgresser, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, Zerida has been around for a long time, and they got a new Zerida, and they're about to get a new Zerida, and probably later on down the line we'll see another Zerida. And with this, we have Alecto, the newest loli. Why do you think I say Alecto is good? Because she has everything she needs to dominate PvP. Um, yeah. So we'll get into the stats and you'll understand what I'm talking about. There are some negatives to her, but those are minor. But yeah, we're gonna see a lot of her in PvP. So first of all,
타올라라! 뜨거운 열기로 알렉토의 강림을 맞이하라!
yep, loli. But first, let's look at her elements. So she's fire, of course, and she's a warrior, but she uses battle axe. So if you have Sigheart, you pretty much don't want to summon for her if you're only playing PvE content, because even though she's powerful, she does not have the long sustain that Sigheart has. She has sustain in her kit. I won't take that away from her, but she's not Sigheart in that way. She's made for PvP. But her stat line argues that we'll go into the stat line. But she uses battle axe, which is kind of weird. That means she's if you have a built up Capet, they will share equipment. So if you have Capet built, these two characters will share equipment. So keep that in mind when you play this game. You always want to look at a character and see if they share equipment with another character. So let's look at her stat line, which is above impressive. So she has S HP, S physical attack, and S physical defense. And she has B magical defense. She is not a tank. So she is one of the best duelists amongst warriors. Charlotte is a better duelist in the fact that she gets to act again. And if you equip her with vampire, she'll have sustain. But, but just raw stat line, I mean, because Charlotte does have S rank physical defense, and she does have S rank attack. She has those stats, but her magical defense is C. Her concentration is, I think, A or B. But when you compare her HP stats and her physical stats, Alecto is a little bit higher, which is scary. The thing that Charlotte has is she can act again. But sometimes, if you look at it, she doesn't need to act again because she passively deals damage. So there's an argument there. But I still think overall that Charlotte actually performs a little better. Not in PvP. I think potentially they're equal. Potentially. We have to test her out to see if she's actually worse or better. So we don't fully understand her capabilities. But stat wise, that's insane. I mean, that's insane because when you look at it, Sigheart actually has a similar stat line to her, but she's has a few more points in certain areas that puts her above Sigheart. But if you look at Sigheart's stats, it, they are similar. So she's not like godlike or anything, but her stat line is really good. Yeah, she's meant to take hits. So let's get into her unique passive. So when allies are within her range, her physical attack power increases. We're gonna check that because I think it's a little different than what they're saying here. So when you're in a certain area, you actually deal 24% HP damage to the enemy. But we're actually going to go into the website and look at that to get a clearer understanding because I don't want to mislead people though. Because some of these translations are a little off. But once we get a clear understanding, you'll see that she's actually really powerful because this part is pretty broken. Um, in fact, let's first go into traits and let's look at her bonds real quick. So of course she needs Capet. Of course she needs Capet, and I don't have Capet, so I'm cut. And she needs Sighart. That hurts me. That hurts your boy. I do really want to play her because she's a very interesting character, but I just don't have the resources. And I spent a summoning session on Silva, and I did not even get Silva. I'm so sad. Uh, yeah, I'm sad. So let's go. Let's go back to the summary, and let's go into the website. So let's look at her passive. So increase your physical attack for every ally within 3 tiles. So when you start out, it'll be 3, 5, 4, 7, 5. And when you hit 9, it'll be 6. So at most, you'll be able to get 18%. So that's amazing. So you need 6, 12, 18. So I honestly don't think you'll always get 18% because in PvP it's hard for you to actually position your allies to get that because 6 times 3 is 18, so you need 3 allies around you. Unless I guess if you play tank push, you can do that, but people on the Korean server don't really play tank push. They play AoE rush, so that's going to be kind of difficult. After using a skill, create Flaming Earth on all cells, matching the skill's range. This is important. Matching the skill's range. This is important. As we look at skills, look at the skills in the AoE range to see the Flaming Earth effect because you lose 24% HP when you end an action on a tile. This is fixed damage, and this pairs well with Silva. So you're looking at two sides right now. You have Cole representing a strong water core, and you have Alecto representing the growing fire core. So it's kind of weird that I thought dark would become more dominant, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's going to be fire and water. And green, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with green. I guess green doesn't have the same synergy. It just doesn't. And that's just the way it is. And 3 turns is a long time in PvP. So 2 to 3, that's really good. That's super good. And both of them come with leadership skills, which is a first for both characters to have a leadership skill, but both of them do. And when you look at activation condition, 1 ranger plus 1 priest. So I'm thinking ranger, you're thinking what's her name? Erica? Not Erica. We'll go and find her name. I'm looking at Valek because he's a fire priest. Or you can actually lose Alicia, which would be better. I think Alicia is a little better because she blocks debuffs, and you don't want this chick to get debuffs. So I think Alicia is actually the better priest. Uh, and to a latter extent, um, Clothaire, Clothaire would be good. Clothaire and Alicia, but they're the 2 best healers in the game anyway. I think Valek is a close third. So when your HP is at 100%, your allies deal 10% increased damage, which is generic but good. Increased damage in anything is good. So this is overall good. You don't need to have a complex leadership passive. The simpler they are, the better and easier it is to use. So Calamity Day, deal 1.4 damage to a single target, remove 2 buffs for him before battle. This is always great to smash a tank, and hopefully one of the buffs you remove is their guard skill, so they only guard at one square, or you remove a buff that can regenerate. Removing 2 buffs in any form or capacity is really good because a lot of people don't value buffs, and when you strip buffs, it makes it easier to kill the opponent. Galloping speed. Um, I don't think it's that great. Why do I say that? Because what makes Sighart's passive so great is that Express is in the passive along with basic basic vampire. So if it was combined with something else, that would be good. But on its own, I can't justify it. I mean, it costs 1. I guess that's good, but I just think there's better passives. So this is a 2 cost, 2 range, cooldown 3 turns. Grant Flame Shield to all allies within range. Flame Shield recover 20% HP before battle when attacked and remove 1 buff from the attacker. This is pretty good. What I will say is look at the range because remember of her effect. So you're actually not only are you giving yourself a buff, you're also laying down tiles that can burn. So even though it's a 2 cost and you say, wow, I'm wasting a 2 cost on such a skill, just remember that every skill that she used that has range, those squares that she influences will have the earth flame on it. So this is not as bad as it looks. Healthy, kind of whatever. Your physical defense and mental defense is increased. No, there's better. Immortal Hellfire, cost range self. This is this is pretty good. Deals 5% attack damage to enemies in range and create a fertile zone for 2 turns and 3 tiles around you. This is probably one of her best skills. When you're within 3 tiles of Electro, the interaction lose 2 buffs, receive fixed damage equal to Electo's. Yeah, this is really good. This is probably one of your consistent, and PvP, this is one of your 2 cost, consistent 2 cost skills. People will expect you to have this because it's so good. Um, 3 by 3, yeah, that's good. Man, this is freaking good. Well, PvP's gonna get ugly, man. This thing's gonna make PvP ugly. Imagine her and Zelvanath. Okay, let's go back up there for a second. Okay, Zelvanath. Imagine that Ranger being Zelvanath and the priest being Alicia. Now you got yourself a serious PvP core. And yeah, yeah, that's gravy, dude. That's gravy. But you actually want Silva to be to have the leadership passive. So yeah, you won't actually want Silva, but if you don't get Silva, this is good. If you don't have Silva in your party, this is good because that's Zelvanath and that's Alicia. So yeah, that's really good. So Mortal Hellfire is good. Ashes. If a target has Ignite, deal fixed damage equal to 12% of his HP after attacking him. Otherwise, inflict Ignite for 2 turns on him. Yeah, this is probably the one cost that you want. Yeah, that's probably it. I just can't justify the other one. Healthy is garbage. And galloping speed is situational. You may use it if you want to play rush. But in rush, you're trying to actually get there on the first turn. So this will be 2 turn rush if you use that. But I think Ashes is the go-to one. Late Bloomer, deal zero point 0.6 damage to a single target, then additionally attack the same a target again. Oh, this is Late Bloom this time. Okay. Okay, yeah. Late Bloomer, this is for PvE content. Red Flame Onslaught. Okay, this is probably the second. This is probably the second 2 cost skill. Deal zero point 0.7 physical attack damage to enemies within range. Convert 2 buffs on all targets to random debuffs and inflict ignite for 2 turns on them. Okay, so we're seeing the synergy right here. So Ashes is probably the go-to one because you AOE and then you hit this and you get more fixed damage. Yeah, that's where it's at. Convert and inflict ignite on them for 2 turns. Yeah, this is where it's at. So looking at Flame Onslaught and you're looking at Immortal Hellfire and Ashes. That's probably her PvP setup because those skills are really good and they roll on top of each other. So let's look at her weapon, Ill Will, or yeah, is that Ill Will? That's I don't know. But you're getting HP and physical attack. You're getting physical attack and physical defense. Like I said, I wish it was HP, but I guess they got a limiter in some way. Increases the damage dealt by 60% when inside Flaming Earth Tile. That's insane. Gain Flame Shield after using the skill. Really? And it interacts if you're under Flame Shield effect. Flame Shield converted to Dragon's Roar. Recover 40% HP when attacked. Remove 3 buffs from the attacker and gain first strike. Wow. Yeah, she has a solid kit. If she's not like one of the best, she's really good. That's all there is. She's gonna be really good, or she's gonna be like super amazing. But I just think with Silva, she's gonna be super amazing, along with Zelvanath and Alicia, because debuffs will wreck her. I think debuffs will wreck her, especially non-healing debuffs and things that steal away passive. It'll wreck her. It'll wreck her really bad. So she wants Alicia to block her from getting debuffs. So I think Alicia is her man. Yeah, Alicia is her best ally. Man, her kits is stupid because Flame Shield. Let me go back up here. You recover 20% before battle and attack. Remove 1 debuff. So that's a support skill. This weapon says you don't need that because increases damage dealt by 60% when inside your own flaming earth tile and gain flame shield after using the skill. So once you drop your AoE, you get regeneration. And if you drop another AoE, you get Dragon's Roar. That's pretty good because it's easy to drop 2 AoEs with her in succession since she has such high survivability. So yeah, that's gonna be insane. We got to see her in action. We got to see somebody play her to really understand it. But anyways, let's go back into the game. Yeah, that's insane, dude. This character's insane. Holy crap! Why would they make such a broken character? Zelvanath. When we look at the PvP tier list, Zelvanath is pretty up there. She's up there. Everybody's using her now. Everybody's using Zelvanath, and I'm quite sure they'll be using this one too.
새로운 세계, 새로운 시작.
So it's Clarice.
단 한 명의 동료도 포기하지 않는다. 이는 에델바이스의 철칙이다. 알겠나?
But I don't think Clarice is her best ranger assassin. So I think
이런! 폭발 용량 조절을 잘 못했어요. 내가 전만큼 노력을 안 하고 있나 봐요. 이러면 안 되는데 말이지요.
this is her best ally, hands down. Alecto wants Silver on her team. Alecto wants Silva and she wants Alicia to block debuffs and heal her. So she wants Silva, she wants Alicia.
나 엘리시아는 케투라의 현재 그리고 미래의 유일한 월관왕이 될 것이다.
And she wants 2 more DPSs or a tank, depending on the playstyle. If she does have a tank, she wants someone like Richard, who can stun people.
기사의 영광은 세월에 퇴색되지 않는다.
So Richard.
그대는 나 레온하트가 줄곧 기다려온 동료인가?
And Cash can slow people down.
고개 숙이지 못해? 잘 들어. 나 캐시의 협조를 바란다면 내가 시키는 대로 해. 알겠으면 큰 소리로 예 하고 대답하고.
Who will slow down people so they can't escape her Earthfire? Charlotte is good. Alicia and Silver I think are her best allies. Gabriel to a very minor extent. Seminar is okay. Susan are good. Ig can actually increase her mobility, so she's good. Cole is alright. Catherine is really good. Belek is really good. Richard's really good. Capet to an extent is okay. And Michael, because she wants people who deal AoE to help her out. Like Zelvinath, I think is a really good counterpart for her. And I guess they designed it to be that way. Because I personally don't know yet, but I can really see them working well in AoE strategies. So we're gonna have to look for some videos on that. First, we're gonna check out what equipment she would be good with.
이곳은 영역개척 작업 부서다. 무슨 일이지? 먼저 회의 시간을 예약해라.
So we can rank some people up. Oh, we can rank him up? Interesting. Anyway, so where is...
남의 머리 위는 왜 자꾸 쳐다보는 거?
First of all, she wants, much like Coil, she wants her own unique equipment. Her unique weapon is doing so much for her. I just don't see how you get around not having it with her. Even at level 3, it will still do the job you're asking it to do. So if you're not a well, you can put that at level 3 and it will get the job done. She wants equipment that does high HP, high defense, high magic defense, and attack. She wants all the stats she can get because she has a pretty good stat line to maximize all the stats that you can possibly give her. As far as runes go, Vampire is best because you want her to have sustain. Because the longer she stays on the battlefield, the longer her unique passive works, and the greater your chances of people dying. So Vampire is probably her best rune. I won't even suggest anything else. And any 2-slot rune that increases physical damage. But Vampire is the way to go to keep her alive. But lastly, I just want to check Silva to see what her leadership passive does and how much would Alecto benefit from that. So let's go into Flame of Him and view Silva real quick.
폭발.
Alright. So yeah, okay, so yes, you definitely want Silva because to activate Silva's unique passive, you want a warrior and a tank. So she fills the warrior spot, and Richard, yeah, that's where you're going at. And you're getting fixed damage for every attack. Silva's the way to go. Silva's her best ally. So what are my thoughts on this character? Let's be honest. She's going to be awesome at PvP. But do you need her for PvE content? No. Simply put, a lot of people have Sighart because Sighart was one of the 3 characters that you could get at the beginning of the game. And if you chose Sighart, you understand his value and what he brings to the table. And most people have Sighart built. I even have Sighart's unique weapon. So I will not be summoning for her, even as amazing as she is, because I'm running low on resources. 1,533 diamonds isn't a lot. Yet still, when I get to global, I will definitely summon for her because I can't say anything really negative about her. Is the fact that her PvE prospects are low for the simple fact that it's hard to build characters in this game. You can't just willy-nilly build characters unless you're like a whale and you're spending like hundreds and thousands of dollars, which I wouldn't suggest. But if you were, then Alecto is the way to go. She has all the stats she needs to compete in PvP, and her attack line is amazing, and her skill set is really awesome. And she has support abilities that allow her to play a versatile game. So, must have for PvP, PvE, not so much. And I'll not be summoning for her. But that's my general opinion. Anyways, if you like my content, hit the like, share, subscribe button, and I'll get back to you. You guys have a great day, and goodbye.